Sir William Seal.
Mr. Chairman, I've got 3 points that I want to raise with regard to part 2 on the governance structure and the mixed model. There are 3 points that nobody else has raised in this House. The first point is that this legislation will undermine individual participation and the right of people to participate. Second point I would make is that this legislation will undermine local democracy and undermine the role of local government. And the third point is I'd make is that this legislation would undermine our environmental protection. Now, before I get onto those 3 points, sir, I do want to say that I'm happy to stand with my colleagues from the Canterbury region, Dr. Megan Woods, Clayton Cosgrove, Poto Williams, the Honourable Ruth Dyson and Reno Tirakatani, to oppose this bill. And this bill, sir, it's important that we oppose this bill because I'll tell you why. I don't know very much about Canterbury. I don't know about Christchurch. I've visited it and I've got contacts there, but I do know when I see injustice being done. And the source of injustice are not the people of Canterbury. It is the Minister, the Honourable Nick Smith. The Honourable Nick Smith. So, and I'll tell you why. I like the Minister. He, on a personal level, he's a nice man. But his politics, sir, his politics gives all of us politicians a bad name. And I'll tell you why. Because this is the third time that we are in this House repealing a previous legislation and enacting another legislation to continue his control over Canterbury. So that's the first. So the first point, this legislation, sir, and this mixed model governance structure does undermine the right of individuals to participate. I'll give you an example. Father Paulo of the Samoan Catholic Church in Christchurch. I asked him the other day, are you aware of what's happening with your local council, with your environment Canterbury? And he says, no, we just don't participate now because the government has taken full control. Now, he's actually right. The government has taken full control because the makeup of this governance model, sir, is not completely, as it should be, of elected representatives by the people. So insofar as Father Paulo and other communities in that area, they have been kept out from participating because the government has sent a very clear message, and it's been a consistent message since 2010, 2013, and now 2016, that they are in control and that the public of Canterbury do not have a role to play in this, that it is this government, it is this minister that it will determine how environmental Canterbury will be run. So that's the first point. Second point, sir, is I said that this legislation actually weakens local democracy and it weakens the role of local government. I point to the environmental impact statement, regulatory impact statement, sir, where it says that this is a new and untested structure and will generate uncertainty. So local government plan way ahead in time, not from 3 years to 3 years. In fact, we gave them a piece of legislation where we said to them, you've got to plan long term. We're not giving local government any certainty because we're saying now what we said back in 2010, 2011. You will have this model up to 2019, but there's no certainty at all. Let me give you another example, sir. The regulatory impact statement says that there will be significant change in local government powers and risk of blurred or unclear accountability. That's the risk identified by the regulatory impact statement, sir. The minister said earlier that this is the same model that we use for the District Health Board. That's like comparing apples with oranges, sir. This is local government, where it's run on the rates or the taxes that are paid for by the citizens of that area. The District Health Board is a ministry of the national government. So What will happen here, sir, is you've got two sources of accountability. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman,
Barbara
Mr. Chairman,